Hello, I'm Rich Phippen and I'm the director of Bunch of Amateurs.
Oh, hello there. I'm Alfie Rutherford. Do you want to do that again?
No, keep going, it's funny. That's Alfie Rutherford. He plays for Dorking. We are talking about Alfie Goes in Goal, one of my favourite days of filming. And I'm going to be really interested to hear your memories on this, Alfie. Before you watch this, do you remember much about the day?
I remember the ball hitting me in the face within the first 2 minutes of me being in goal. Apart from that, us winning the game, and that probably felt like one of our biggest wins of the season.
I can't figure out, I'll be honest, I made this a long time ago. I can't figure out why we were watching what we just watched there. Was that the previous week? What the fuck was that?
It must have been, because I think we were quite muddy there, wasn't we?
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm surprised you remember anything after that ball hit you in the face, to be honest. That looked painful. One of those ones where you'll accept that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, watching this back for the first time in, I don't know how long it's been, 18 months, whatever it is, there's a lot that I would change about how I filmed this, and there's a lot that we do differently in the edit and stuff now, but it's kind of interesting to watch the evolution of the show when I do these director's commentaries, because we have changed quite a bit, and learning to deal with Mark, when to, that's a weird cut, and when to get him to do his interview and stuff. It's all part of the evolution of how we do this thing. Are you aware of us doing this stuff when you're in the dressing room and that? Are you aware that we're outside interviewing him?
I don't think so. I think we obviously, a lot of us see you there. Some of us, well, I'd hope most of us say hello to you. But once we sort of get in the changing room, I think it's just one of the things everyone's not forgotten about, but just forgets that you're there now. It's just become part and parcel of it. And I see the Wrexham thing. They all like Ben Foster saying on his podcast, that when the cameras are there, you don't actually think about it. It just becomes second nature, I suppose.
That's good to hear. I was just in shot there. I never put myself in shot. Their camera crew are a lot more in your face, we discovered when we went there. I'm in shot again, and I'm very... That's because Louis is talking. It must be the only time I've ever put myself in shot. The Welcome to Wrexham crew are very much, will do whatever it takes to get the shot, and if that means walking around the dressing room getting people's faces, then they'll do it. I remember, I think it was you that said in a newspaper interview that you're aware when I'm doing the reaction shots, if he's having a go at you, and ever since then I've tried to make sure that if I need to get a reaction shot of a player who's being bollocked, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it at a different time and just move it back along the timeline, because I don't want to put you off, frankly.
I think what I've noticed from this year, where I've been stood behind you a lot of the time, where I've been injured, I don't know how Dan Lincoln puts up with it when you twist the camera right onto his face.
He's right in front of me.
It is right on his face, and we always look at the little side part you've got where you can see the thing, and it looks so close. And if only he could see that side of the camera. What are they?
I don't know.
He has some rascal shoes, by the way.
Wow. I don't think we saw them twice. I think that was the one and only time he had the balls to wear them. It is really tricky in the dressing room. It's so obvious on this camera thing I've got here, the rig, that I'm pointing it at people, and you can see them twitch. Everyone fiddles with their nose. They all immediately assume that they've got something poking out their nose.
Or you got me and Jimmy biting our nails.
Jimmy and his nails. You was bad. I've never noticed that.
Yeah, I am quite bad, but I actually started to notice that you spotted it, because in the one with Haven, you said about Jimmy biting his nails.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've got to stop biting my nails so much now, because he's going to catch me.
But I don't want to put in anything where anyone's picking their nose or they're scratching their eye or whatever. I just want to get people sitting still. And I've just given up on Jimmy, because he's basically eaten his own fingers by now. He's just got stumps. And I mean,
there we go. Look, I told you.
There he goes.
I'm knowing me as well.
You're both at it. Fucking hell. So I just try and avoid it. I can only take so much responsibility. It's still up to you guys. But yeah, picking time for the reaction shots is kind of crucial. And you can see there, right at the bottom of the screen, you can see the camera right next to Dan Lincoln. And I try and move away from him to do it so that it's not in his face. I haven't really got much choice.
No.
This guy, is he their chairman? He he's got a business or something, so he insisted on putting that bag on his shoulder because it's got his business logo on it, but it's not in shot anyway. So it's very rare that I get interviews with the opposite chairman. I do try. One of the hardest things I think about the job is going up to strangers and saying, I want to talk to you on camera, do you mind? Because generally the answer's no. Then you've got to convince them that it's okay.
Yeah, I remember these. I remember these boys actually.
Yeah,
I do remember these.
They are big fans, these guys.
Because I think I remember after Ed's goal, they're celebrating with him.
They had such a lucky day. They told us they were coming from Lincoln, and this was quite early on in us discovering people watching us from afar. It hadn't happened too often. Then we got the tweet saying they're coming down from Lincoln, and we were like, Jesus. So when they got there, we said we'd say hello to them and get them on camera. I told them that they could come and stand with me. Mark said to me, I said, look, they're going to stand in the camera area, which is, players' wives and, John the Bible, whoever gets to stand in there.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to let the Lincoln lads in there. And Mark said, mate, they started drinking at 7 this morning. Are you sure? And I was like, all right, I'll take responsibility. If they start dicking around, I'll have to kick them out. And he was like, he said, if they start turning into morons, you got to fuck them off. I don't remember this guy. Huh. Yeah, this is a strange one. CJ, eh? Fortunately, they held it together. They did kind of laugh when Mark was screaming at probably you, and I was like, lads, you can't laugh. he's working. You can't burst out laughing. But they did help out. They held the camera and stuff, which is nice of them. There's a lot of pressure on this guy. It looks like he's the only fan that I've interviewed. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, looks a bit under pressure.
Yeah, it looks like he's had a couple of shorts to calm the nerves. We can't hear what's going on while we do this. I did try to figure this out earlier, Alfie. I just couldn't figure out a way of doing it. So we're going to have to guess at what he's saying. I feel like I've put too much of him in already. Like, this has gone on for a while. Yeah. Hemel in general, do you know much about him? Come across them much?
I've played against them a few times. I think I don't know if we played them away. Yeah, we played them away before this, I believe. And I think I scored a header, and I think Jason scored the other one.
Do you remember all your goals?
Nah, not really. Just when you mentioned the team, then I just remembered the goal, because I remember that goal in particular. It was a diving header, and I was almost laid down on the floor, and then I smashed my face against the floor.
Oh shit! When the players are coming in here at this bit, everyone's so serious, and I don't want to fuck with that. Sometimes, because I'm quite chilled out, like I don't really get nervous much, and I forget that players might be nervous or tense or they're thinking about stuff. Like, it doesn't really cross my mind, and then I look at them coming in, everyone's got these serious faces on, and I'm like, man, football's, given how much fun you guys have, you can be really fucking serious.
Yeah, like, I think that's what the gaffer does brilliantly. He finds that balance in between the laugh and joking side of it and the game mentality side of it. And I think he's got that balance down to a T, to be fair. Like training and stuff, it's always a laugh and a joke, but when we're doing our drills and stuff, it's all done properly, with maximum effort, which is a good thing, I suppose.
They do really pay attention to the warm-ups, don't they?
Yeah. Not when Vern's doing them, no, you're useless.
There is so much dirt on this lens that I'm embarrassed about this. Gotten better at cleaning my lenses. Yeah, I must say, at this point, we don't know. We're recording this just at the end of the 22-23 season, and we don't know who is there next season at this point, and it's a bit of a weird feeling. I don't know how many of the coaches are sticking around, how many of the players are. I'm guessing we're going to find out soon, Alfie, but I don't. It's all a bit tense, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know too much myself at the minute. I suppose it's all going to unveil in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I hope so, because I want to get on with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we are in the match. It's fun seeing you back on the pitch. It's been a while since I've seen that.
Oh, a young, fit Alfie Rutherford.
He's gone down so easily there. That's ridiculous. He's quite good at falling over, Jimmy.
Yeah, he pretending that he's hurt.
Yeah, he's fully committed. And then it leads to that, which, it's one of them. At the time, I mean, I get mixed feelings in these situations. It's definitely a red card, right? And I think we're all... I don't know if that's a foul.
No, I don't think it is.
It looks like one, but he's just fallen over.
When I see that red card get put up in the air, I thought about it and I thought, this is going to be me. I'm going to have to go and goal here. Only because a few weeks before that, I think I say it in the interview after the game.
Right.
A few weeks before that, I think Slav. Do you remember Slav going down injured at the start of the year?
Yes. Yeah, I remember. Yes, you're right.
And
yeah.
Dino said to me, he went, can anyone play in goal? And because obviously I thought Slav was all right, I just went, yeah, I can play in goal.
Yeah.
As a complete joke. And then it's actually turned into, I'm going in goal now. And when he first said it, I shit myself, I won't lie.
I'd say this as a goalkeeper between the ages of 9 and 14. Playing in goal is just an exercise in living in fear, because all you're trying to do is not fail. Ultimately, it's a bit different these days with the passing out. There's more creativity involved. But when it comes to stopping shots, you either stop shots because you're expected to, or you get beaten because you were expected to.
Yeah.
And if you get in the middle of that, you let something go in that people feel that you should have saved, it's just pain. It's just misery. All you can do really is not fuck up. And I find that pressure of being a goalkeeper just horrendous, to be honest.
I remember Callum Kennedy saying to me, as I put the gloves on, I think he walked off from the wall, and I think I remember him saying, just enjoy it, you got no pressure. And I was like, well, in actual fact, he's right.
He is right. He's a wise guy, Cal Kennedy, isn't he?
Because there was no pressure for me, but I felt the pressure in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a combination of things. No one's expecting you to keep a clean sheet, but at the same time, when a ball like this comes into the box, your immediate reaction is like, oh shit, it's just, oh shit, it's coming towards me now. Look, there you are, you were thinking about coming, weren't you? Look.
I remember, I think the gaffer, I don't know if they'll be able to do this.
He's going, stay. Oh, brilliant. It does surprise me that Mark A doesn't have a goalkeeper on the bench. Well, it doesn't surprise me because I get why. He's constantly thinking about his options on the bench and how he can affect the formation and the system. Poor old DJ. But what does surprise me is a guy that talks about fine margins, and I did say this to him. It surprises me that he doesn't know going into a match who his backup goalkeeper on the pitch would be.
He does now.
Well, so yes, he does. But this happened at York a few weeks ago. In the episode I was editing this week, Dan gets injured, and we all thought he was coming off. And George Frankham comes running over. Mark's going, who's going to go in goal? Oh, what a catch. I mean, you look like you know what you're doing. Frankham comes over and says, Gaffer, I'm not bad in goal. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be you. And I just thought, well, I'm surprised you didn't know that already. But there you go.
And I think I remember when I threw the ball out there, the gaffer was saying, keep it short.
Right.
And I was thinking, I really just want to get this as far away from the goal as possible.
Yeah, I bet.
And the gaffer is shouting at me like I'm Dan Lincoln, saying, keep the ball short.
But you should be able to pass it pretty well, though.
Yeah.
As an outfield
it's
player.
more the fact of, I mean, I'm in such unusual territory, being that far down the pitch.
Yeah, I guess who you're looking... Oh, bloody hell. I guess who you're looking for when you've normally got the ball...
That was a penalty.
Do you think?
100%. I remember this bit.
Oh, I think I saw that fairly close up. I think I was messing with a GoPro or something. Yeah, I agree with it. Live, I certainly thought it was a penalty. Is that David? Yeah. Oh, no, Josh. It's Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a pen. He's just swung a leg and kicked him. What I would just say about the Jimmy incident before the red card... By the way, you catch it in your chest there. When I was a boy, they told me you got to catch it as high as possible, Alfie. So, just bear that in mind. I think that the guy falling over Dan fell in the same way that Jimmy fell over 10 seconds earlier. I think it was exactly the same fall.
Yeah.
It just looked like more of a foul with Dan, I think. Look, you are going quickly there, though. You do want to go fast.
I think it's probably because the gaffer would tell me off at half time.
Can you hear him clearly from there?
Yeah, I I don't know what it is. When you're on the pitch, you can actually just hear him. You can hear the crowd, but it's like when he shouts, it's like the crowd is being quiet. I'm guessing it's because it's the voice that you hear more often than others.
So you can pick it out.
That was a great goal.
You can see the relief, can't you? It's like as soon as Dan's sent off, you're thinking, all right, we've lost this one.
So much relief when this went in.
Yeah.
What a ball in from Callum.
It's a lovely little finish. Yeah, it is. Fantastic ball. I'm really pleased for Nick when he scores a goal.
What is Nicky doing in the box? I'm trying to work out.
Where's he come from? Hang on, is he supposed to be on the left there?
Yeah, and he's in the box.
Got away with that one. Surprised he didn't get bollocked for it at half time though. At this point, right, this happens a lot when there's a player in goal. They're thinking, just shoot, just keep shooting, hit it at the keeper. Except it turned out they weren't very good at shooting. Here we go. The fact that you fall over before it is so funny.
I just remember it hitting me in the face, and then I see the ball go out in the end. I thought, no, I'm going to punch it now. I was all like rolled up in my own head.
Adrenaline was going there. You can't be beaten, is what you're thinking there.
I'm just laughing at this point.
But yeah, Cal's coming over to you again. He keeps encouraging you, doesn't he? I mean, that stumble.
Yeah, the stumble is probably what helps me.
Yeah, I guess.
I just get up and it hits me.
Gets you into the right position rather than like falling like you're going to dive or something. Look at them all on top of you, like make your life hard.
I remember saying to them at this point, I was like, please, can you all just fuck off?
Yeah. But it doesn't work. If they'd played their normal game, if they'd forgotten about who was in goal, I suspect it would have been different.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's just come back to me. That's just come back to me. His face. Like, that was one of those ones where I'm like, I can't believe I've got to show a replay of this, but I have to. I can't not. Oh, I feel for him there. That's happened. Who did that happen this season? It's Jimmy. Jimmy missed an open goal down that end. All under control. And I got really almost emotional in this game because your teammates were so keen to protect you.
Yeah.
It wasn't just we'll protect our goal, we haven't got a goalkeeper. They didn't want you. I think that was handball. I think they wanted to look after their mate.
Yeah. And I think Ed was the prime example of that.
He does the diving header 2 inches off the floor as someone's swinging a boot, and I genuinely, standing there with the camera, got a lump in my throat. I was emotional about it.
Yeah.
It was such a bizarrely emotional day.
It felt like a Spartan moment. Like Ed was just putting his body everywhere.
Yeah. That man has taken so many blows to the head, and you can see why.
Because of his nose? Or?
Well, no, I just mean this season.
Have you not seen his nose?
I don't comment on the looks of anybody. I think you're all handsome footballers. I see every footballer as a handsome guy. I have to stand in a dressing room, Alfie, about 2 stone overweight, with loads of ripped men, thinking, "Fuck me! I hope it doesn't get sunny. I can keep this baggy hoodie on."
Ben the physio as well.
Oh yeah, he's a nice chap.
Yeah.
So it's quite a rousing halftime speech, I think.
I don't remember him talking in this.
Oh, this is when he says to David, "You've got to go off on a stretcher."
Yes, the stretcher.
And he's like, "What's that?" Which was a big TikTok for us. And then there was a follow-up a couple of weeks later, wasn't there? I think Maidstone of Dartford or something. Yeah, I miss David. He's such a lovely guy.
Yeah, he was a funny guy, especially when this happened. Stretcher? What?
And he did work. Like, once he got it, he got it. And he did. Everyone on the pitch works their asses off on this occasion. There's Niall. He can go fuck himself generally, Alfie. Just a quick word on Niall there.
The serial killer, we call him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Just runs around like a maniac, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got so much energy.
Does it so well.
And he just looks like he's not bothered, doesn't he? The expression on his face is like, "I don't give a fuck." I'm not sure if we're supposed to swear on Director's Conscious, but I think it's too late. Especially.
It's part of the Portsmouth vocab.
Yeah, fair enough. There he goes. What do you mean? Just try not to laugh.
What was horrible about that top is long sleeve, and it's so hot, and it was a hot day.
It was a really hot day, yeah. Yeah,
And it was baggy.
Yeah, Mitch doesn't keep a spare.
Yeah, a spare extra small
Yeah.
goalie top.
Yeah, again, I mean that's the funny thing. Alfie, you're taller than me, but I'm at least 2 or 3 sizes bigger than you. It's not much fun for me, mate. Old DJ scored a great free kick for Chesterfield the other day, didn't he? Did you see that?
Yes,
Playoff semi.
in the playoffs, yeah. He was so good when he joined, wasn't he?
Yeah.
His passing range was a little bit scary, I think.
Yeah, and Mark and that referred to him as kind of a luxury player, but I just saw him as a player that unlocked all the doors.
How many times did he put Briggsy in?
Yeah, and the thing is, he's so chilled out as a human being. I think that's partly why he's obviously got good vision. But the playoff final was a really good example of it when the winning goal, your winning goal, the ball he does back to the fullback is a ball that no one else saw coming. And was it Kane? It was Kane Wills, wasn't it?
Yes.
You know, Kane's played it into DJ, and everyone's thinking DJ's now going to put it up to the back post or whatever. But he's just like, oh, maybe I'll just put it back to this guy, you know. And he does. It's such a simple but effective ball, and that I think that sums him up. He's so chilled out. Yeah, Nick is always aware of the reaction shot coming his way as well, because he's always in the hot seat there. Yeah. I want the corner seat next to Nick. That for me is the perfect shot for me to sit, because it's in the blind spot of the cameras, but it's Bobby Joe's seat usually, and I feel like maybe in my contract negotiations for the next series, maybe I say to Mark, I get the corner seat, Bobby Joe doesn't. But I don't want to upset Bobby Joe.
I think you should lay where the windows are at the top.
Imagine that.
Right above where Jimmy is. Right where them drinks are.
It's so frustrating that Mark is worried about people listening out there, because on a hot day like this, you just want to open all the windows, and Mark's like, no, you've got to shut them all. He doesn't want anyone listening out there, in case they've got someone like Mitch who's willing to go and stand there for 10 minutes.
And come back with no info.
Yeah, come back with... Imagine trying to repeat what Mark's just said for the last 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, where would you even start? You'd come back going, David doesn't know what a stretcher is, that's all I've got.
He'd come back and go, he really don't like that Alfie bloke.
If there is one thing we've noticed about Dorking, it's that they
this is before we got a sponsor, so I don't have my sponsor message in this this half. If anyone's listening, we are always open to offers, sponsorship-wise. Of course, they got rid of my little hut. That's gone now. I don't know why the FA took that away. It's brilliant in the bad weather. Actually good in the sun as well, a bit of shade. Yeah, that was so good. It felt so good when he did that. And you can just, everyone is super. There they go. Yeah. So they've just gone for a beer, and they can't believe their luck, the Lincoln lads, that on the way back from the beer, they're celebrating with the team. Like, what a day for them. Brilliant header though, wasn't it?
That was a great header.
Do you think the keeper, as a goalkeeper, do you think that keeper's gone too far over there?
He's got to do better there for me.
Yeah.
I'm now...
Yeah, you're in the club.
You're part of the union, as they call it.
Paid up member. As they say, 2-0, dodgy scoreline. I don't know why it's a dodgy scoreline. I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy maybe, but certainly at this point I was thinking, well, you've defended so well so far. You know, Hemel haven't actually threatened you. So I'm thinking you're going to be, apart from hitting you in the face, I'm thinking you're probably going to be okay at this point. I mean, they're trying so hard. They're trying too hard to hit the target.
Yeah, I was getting worried.
Well, yeah.
Time, yeah.
Do you have any kind of technique for how you'd make a save? Is it all just pure instinct?
Yeah. Well, you'll see when the goal they score, there is zero technique. It's almost like someone's just pushed a scarecrow over.
Go on, Jimmy. I'm watching him. I'm thinking, how can this go wrong? Surely he's in. Oh, he's fallen over again. God, he falls over a lot. He got... Oh, did he get a penalty for that?
Yes.
Oh, did we miss a penalty?
Yeah, Cal Kennedy, I think.
Oh, no.
Because if that goes in, I think the game is Because at that point, I felt like if that goes in, the game is done.
Yeah, you can relax a bit, start enjoying yourself maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, Cal. Tried to send the keeper, didn't he? I'd love for you to have been, for a penalty to go in, for you to have dealt with the penalty.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot of fun. Oh, straight at you again. There he goes. Someone must have shouted to you, go down, Alfie.
Yeah.
It's so blatant when goalkeepers do it, but they do it in such a way that you're just used to it, right? I mean, you must have been buzzing by now. You must be thinking, I can catch everything.
Yeah, I remember that catch. I don't know where I got so brave.
Jimmy asked me to send him that straight after the game because I think it's the first time he's tackled anybody.
2-man tackle.
Yeah, and not only has he tackled one person, he's tackled two. It's funny, I don't, edit these. I spend ages doing it. Just don't remember it. Another one straight at you. This is a dream for you, really, isn't it? Like, if you're going to go in goal when a team just keeps hitting the ball straight at you.
I think you've got to stop saying that. It's bringing my goalkeeping ability down. They're all coming straight
Well, you
at
still
me.
have to deal with them. You still have to deal with them. Showing safe hands. Jimmy's on a high, having just tackled two people for the first time. Yeah, I spend so many hours making these, and it's weird to not have any real recollection of them. Just like the highlights, really. Take your time.
That's all I was trying to do at every opportunity.
I mean, it is an art. I read an article yesterday in the Times about goalkeeping time wasting. It has become so normal, and you really notice it when you're the team chasing the game.
Yeah.
But when you're not the team chasing the game, it's just the speed of the game. If I'm standing near a linesman and the keeper's got the ball, I will count in his ear.
This is a man of fine arts of time wasting.
Yes, yes he is. Yeah, you're right.
The master of time wasting.
He can shit house, as they say.
And if,
I
remember
forgot his
this? Yes.
Mark's furious. Sammy's gone to get his shirt. I feel like Mitch should take some responsibility here. He's the kit man. God, he looks young there, Mitch.
Doesn't he?
Why are we holding on this shot for so long? Oh, it's because we can't hear what they're saying. I don't know who Mark's talking to.
I think then, I don't know, would they have been slating Sammy for running off?
Yeah, it would have been something Sammy related, I suppose. Is this? Are we going for it here? There. Oh, this is why he's coming back. Brilliant. And he knows the camera's on him. I'm smiling. I know I've got a TikTok to come out of that. I better check TikTok and I'll make sure I made one out of that. Any second now, he's going to rifle this. Oh, I forgot how many you saved, if I'm honest.
Wow. People forget that.
Yeah, underestimated you. God, how long is it going to take for Sammy to get on the pitch? I mean, this is edited down as well, and he's still not on. But this became known as Sammy time because Sammy was being sent on to see games out. A bit like Dan time, because Dan for a while was being sent on as well to see games out. Here he goes, yeah, shifts it and hits it. Yeah, I mean, you're not on your side.
I think everyone was like, he definitely couldn't have saved that. And when I looked back, I was like, I definitely could have saved it.
Here, this is the angle.
I think I couldn't see it, but I think what I thought he was going to do was put it into the near post.
Right, right.
Gone, obviously, the other way.
Interestingly, I didn't do too many replays on that. I probably should have focused on that more. Could Alfie have saved it? I think if you'd known exactly where it was going, you probably would have taken more of a step to the right and launched yourself a bit more. Probably just didn't have time to figure that out. But I bet now you're bricking it. I bet now you're thinking, I may not be a hero here. Oh, I remember that ref. He's a nice guy. I haven't seen him for ages.
What is it? I must have missed him.
Look out for him. He's a really nice chap. Very stern, but Like not one of the ones that kind of winds you up. See, I just remember him being a good ref, you know. But I guess maybe he's still in the National League South. Maybe he's not in doing National League games. It's a good header from Sammy there.
I'm guessing I'm not allowed to comment on refs, which I'm not going to do in case.
Yeah, probably play it safe. Play it safe on that one. Funny thing is with this stuff. Oh, there you are, switching sides. Well played. Someone's down. Who's it, Ed? With the referees, like I've had some comments on YouTube, actually probably more on TikTok, people saying, you know, you're part of the problem, your channel's part of the problem because you're glamorising referee abuse. For the most part, I think that the stuff we show of referees, they generally come out on top. They're generally right, and it's either Mark or the coaches or the players that are kind of wrong or they've made a mistake.
But I think that's part of referees are going to make decision. My opinion. Another dive to the floor.
You're so pleased with yourself there.
Like, we don't have VAR, and when I see what VAR actually does, I mean, I think part of it should be there, but when these small, tiny decisions and people are going mad about it, I think players can't celebrate the goals anymore.
Yeah, it's a funny one. That is the dark side of VAR, is not knowing that moment has kind of been taken away, isn't it? There probably isn't a single type of goal where you can be certain it's going to count. Tension here. The tension here was fucking immense. I remember
like the last 10 minutes just feeling like we was getting bombarded.
You're already on your toes now, so you're thinking about coming for that one.
I don't know what I'm thinking at this point.
If I did this again now, if I did this edit now, I would probably use the GoPros more and do like an Alfie watch.
Yeah.
What was going through Alfie's head. Just kind of have a bit more fun with it. Oh, Bob.
I remember him hitting the bar last minute, I think.
Did they hit the bar? Bloody hell. I thought the keeper was going to take it then.
They look so small in that goal.
It's funny that, like, because you must be taller than Dan Lincoln. How tall are you?
No, I think I might be wrong, but I might be 6'1", 6'5".
I think he's around that.
Mm.
So you do look small in that goal. Maybe it's because you're skinnier and you're in a really baggy jumper.
Here it is.
Oh yeah.
So I actually pulled my hands out the way, I think.
Good technique then, Alfie. Yeah, that's when he knows. That's when he knows he's going to win.
I've got a touch on that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Frame rate isn't high enough to really improve that on the cameras. Yeah, you're enjoying it now. That's the thing. If that goes in, it changes your memory. It changes this day for you completely. Yeah. But by not going in, it makes you a hero. Part of the reason I stopped playing in goal was because goal kicks freaked me out. I just couldn't. Like, it was like a bad dream. I couldn't hear. Is this Ed? It was like a bad dream where I was so focused on trying to hit it as far as I could. I just couldn't hit it very far. Like, I can hit a ball quite far, but not when I'm in goal. There he goes. That was the bit. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. Oh, what a day. I think I put this game in like the top 5 most memorable games for me in Dorking.
Yeah, and I think I remember the gaffer saying after the game that this is the sort of game that you'd remember.
Yeah. I bet they couldn't believe it.
No.
They must have gone into that dressing room and said to their players, "Oh, it's kicking off." Niall started it.
No, I think it was Sammy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
it was one of Sammy's ones.
I couldn't imagine it being anyone else.
Don't need to get involved.
You know what is amazing?
There he goes. Look how happy you're. Absolutely beaming.
When I look around as well, the growth in fans.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Like,
it's 2 or 3 deep now.
That now is packed.
Yeah. Yeah,
it is good to see.
Like there, after if that was last week, that would have been right up until the players got off. That would have been 100% full up.
Yeah.
And it's, like I say, 2 or 3 people deep around the pitch now, which makes it harder. It's much harder to film. I remember when I started and it was in COVID times and there were literally 20 people there. My life was so easy. And he goes, no, looking like he doesn't really care, not too bothered. This was a hell of a dressing room. Everyone was just buzzing, weren't they?
I remember saying, make sure you keep my GPS tracker because I covered a lot of distance.
There you go. It is fun being in that dressing room after a win.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I want to celebrate, but like I haven't done anything. I've just pointed a camera, like I should barely even be in there. Yeah, I was really pleased about catching that moment because that bit with Ed is that one moment is in my top 5.
Yeah.
Dorking uncovered moments. Ed heading that ball. What's Macca up to in the corner there?
Don't know. It looks cold though.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Everyone else is sweating.
Yeah, everyone else like, open the fucking windows.
Although, if you've ever seen him at training, he wears every bit.
Does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. This is when Mark's like, you'll remember that. These are the games that stick with you after you've retired. And you'll hear that from people my age and above. Like, you think that this is going to last forever, Alfie. You think this is your life for the rest of your life. It's not. This is a short period. Mark says it pretty much once a week. He's like, you're a long time retired. You might as well enjoy yourself now.
I've been retired for... partly retired for, 7 months now?
Well, I think you now, you've got a taste of what it's like to not be able to play football and just have to watch, right? First time as an adult that you know what that feels like.
Yeah, it's not good.
I think that's going to have an effect on you and the way that you either play or enjoy the game.
Yeah, I think I've looked at like playing differently now from being watching all the time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. I'd like to feel like I've grown up a bit more watching for a year.
Have you looked at stuff on the pitch? Alfie the cat. Have you looked at stuff on the pitch and thought, "Oh, I should try that," or "I'm going to start doing things a bit differently," or you've seen what someone's done and thought, "I'm going to copy that"?
No, but the gaffer said to me the other day, he was like, one thing that I realised that you do really well, but you don't realise it until it's gone. And it was speaking to the refs, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, I do actually speak to the refs quite a lot, but right. I'm hoping I do it in the right way, because years ago when I was at Moneyfields, I got sent off about 3 times for dissent. So I think now I talk to refs in the right way. I'd hope so anyway.
Right.
If there's any refs, let me know.
Yeah, I've never thought of you boys as particularly, I guess savvy's the word. It seems a bit harsh, but that's not savvy. It's you don't play the dark arts much at Dorking. He doesn't like you diving. He'll tell you off for diving, and I think he has asked people to be a little bit more like Streetwise, certainly this season. But you guys just kind of want to get on with it.
Yeah, and I think there's like a fine line, and people say about, for instance, Jack Grealish diving.
Yeah.
I think you take it to that. But I wouldn't say he's diving. He uses his body so well to win fouls. I think that's a bit of a difference. But I think when he means Streetwise, I think if everyone could be like Luke Moore.
Yeah.
Because he is the master of it.
Yeah, I noticed that when I'm editing and something has happened, and then Luke will go and get fully involved.
Yeah.
And he'll be right in the ref's face and whatever. And I think that's partly why he gets in the team in a really competitive midfield, because he brings, and Mark is very aware of that, something he says about Jason Pryor as well, brings more than just the attributes needed for his position. Got that temperament. Yeah, I remember getting Ed in for the interview as well, just because of that one moment, really, and because I had noticed that he was really trying to look after you, And that must have been a nice feeling having Ed Harris being like, "I'll take care of your brother. Like, I've got your back."
Yeah, but obviously I've played with Ed since I was 17 at Havant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've played with Ed a long time.
I must have seen that clip 100 times, and I never get bored of it.
I'm just looking at how pale I am at the minute.
I think that might be my fault. I think that might be a camera thing.
Might need to start filtering it.
Yeah, our lighting has improved, I think, since then. Still not perfect, but we've definitely improved our camera techniques. Like, I mean, Ed's in the middle of the frame here. He shouldn't be. He should be on the left. But I didn't have as much time to make the episodes back then because I was doing 2 jobs basically. So we have more time now to get things right. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. Alfie, thank you so much for talking through that game.
No problem.
And I'm sure. Oh, hang on, we had to do Nile. Why did I do Nile? Ah, fuck this. I'm going.